Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
This is a big news day today.
Is.
Yes, sir. This is a big, big day. Many of you might have forgotten this, but it's happening today. And I'm talking about an amazing event that's happening out west, they'd say, out in the state of Nevada, where we happen to be traveling in November and where we have a rather significant fan base. And, well, a long time ago in a land far, far away, the United States government allegedly... Do we have any alien music, Rob? Any alien music at all? We allegedly captured some aliens.
Oh, yeah.
And, there have been stories for years.
Not people like
years.
me without papers.
No, legal aliens.
No.
legal ones.
These are people, space creatures.
Extraterrestrials.
Extraterrestrials, ETs.
As
with
my mom
long
says,
fingers.
El Omni.
Oh, Omni. Oh, like the Omni International.
That's what my mom
Really?
That's what she
Omni.
talks.
Wow.
Los Omnis or El Omni.
Very,
Hello.
very scary.
Yes.
And the area, apparently, that was named by number by the United States government was Area 51. And earlier this year, there was a campaign on Facebook that, since the government was not forthcoming with the information, that they were simply going to go out there and storm Area 51 to finally find the aliens.
There
That's
is
the
a
way I
Hollywood
understand it.
legend that Jackie Gleason, the great one, approached President Richard Nixon and asked him about Area 51 and saw alien evidence. I'm not saying this is true.
Well, if I'm going to believe anyone from history,
You gotta believe Jackie
Jackie
Gleason.
effing Gleason, Rob. Rob, you wouldn't know that fact if it was not a showbiz luminary like Jackie Gleason.
Well, you know why? You know why he didn't tell anyone about the aliens?
Oh, God, we're doing a whole Gleason riff now.
What about a little some more contemporary?
Because he's not a
didn't
black-
Jackie Gleason?
Independence Day.
Jesus.
Set at Area 51.
That's true.
Right.
That's
Yes.
also
Yes.
true.
So this is what happened. The way I understand it, and we're going to have a correspondent reporting from Area 51. The way I understand it is nothing really happened online, and then they turned it into a music festival. So let's
Wasn't
go
Todd
to
Moore supposed to go to that?
Allegedly, they were going to
maybe.
storm the area at 3 a.m. today. So we're going to get a live update, see what's
You
going
mean
on.
3 a.m. tomorrow morning or 3 a.m.
today.
this morning?
Today.
Well, let's find out. Out in Area 51 right now, broadcasting live. She's going to be on TV there, and we've got her first. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, hey, Fraser, Sarah Fraser is out from Nevada right now. As we speak, you are at... Have you seen aliens?
Oh, Mike, there are so many aliens out here in the form of humans. It is crazy. You guys can't... you guys would be loving this. I feel like your audience would fit right in. I mean, we met Trip from Tripton, this crazy alcoholic who has aliens tattooed all over her hands. There is Michael, the paranormal attorney who will represent you if UFOs land in your yard. You guys, this has been crazy. People have been arrested. First of all, you did not need to buy a ticket. So the woman that owns Little Alien, complete scam. People have parked campers all along I-93, up basically from Vegas up to Rachel, Nevada, on this side of the road, cars. I mean, it is crazy.
I got so many questions, and we know we've only got you a short period of time because you got to go on TV. But I have to ask you this. So how far is Rachel, Nevada, where Area 51 is, how far is that from Las Vegas?
It's about an hour and 45 minutes.
So it's a ways. It's a ways
Bury your
out
body
there.
out there.
And the storming of Area 51 that's supposed to take place at 3 a.m., did that materialize, Sarah?
Now, it was a short, yes. There were a few people. Now, as of now, I have not heard of any arrests. I think you guys are probably aware. You're probably aware of the two Dutch YouTubers that were arrested last week, very end of last week. They actually stormed Area 51. They got 3 miles into the facility, into the grounds, before they were detained. We heard they were released from jail yesterday after spending about 5 or 6 nights in jail. Now, I don't know. Reports are very early because the storming happened at 3 a.m. this morning. So we were there last night till about midnight. They were having a concert. I sent Rob Spiewak all the pictures of people in various costumes, including ourselves.
Beautiful.
Now, I think it's important to point out, Sarah, that the Dutch YouTubers didn't get very far because it's really tough to cover that desert ground with those wooden shoes. I had to. I knew you were going to say it or I was going to say it. I couldn't help myself.
Not good for sneaking around, Mike. A lot of concrete floors.
And they locked him up anyway, even though they presented the security, the military police, with tulips. They still. So the music, is there a music festival going on tonight or today? What's going on out there, Sarah?
Mike, I would use music festival very, very lightly. There is a stage that was being constructed yesterday from a few local guys whose son had started a band, and they were going to pro bono create the stage. This stage looked that if you had 4 people on it, it would collapse from within. Mike.
Okay.
I love that. I love that.
I also sent Spiewak the photo of the stage. It was then covered with a loose white tarp that was flapping all through the desert.
Yeah.
You guys,
Well, anyone will tell you if you want to have a music festival, you need a tarp.
Sarah.
The tarp's important. All right, go ahead, Oscar.
Sarah, I want to know. I know that you're newlywed. Congratulations once again.
Bravo!
Thanks,
Congratulations, Sarah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We've got Andrea Lopez, AJ, in a sham relationship. Now, I'm just kidding. They're happily together.
You just booked her on the show based on that. There we go.
I'm curious from your perspective because you're great at looking and seeing what's happening in front of you and what's about to happen. Do you see any alien love connections happening while you're out there?
Ooh, well, for AJ and our show or just in general? Because let me tell you, there's a lot of odd things happening here.
Just
on the heels of Woodstock, right?
Yeah,
I know where you're getting
Yeah,
at.
just in general, not for you guys, but in general. Do you see because if you can't watch music, you can't. There's nothing really to do out there. What do humans do? They connect.
Oscar, first of all, the ratio of women to men is 10-1, meaning 10 men to 1 woman, okay? Unfortunately, there's a lot of lonely fellas
Not
across
surprising.
Nevada, all right?
That's amazing. So you would not describe the atmosphere as sexually charged, Sarah?
Absolutely not. There's a lot of older men. I'm sure they're lovely, but they're here in their suspenders. They've brought their trucks. They've brought their binoculars to hang out. There's a surprising number of single paranormal attorneys, which is like so odd. You know, you would think you would become an attorney to get rich and get chicks.
Weird.
Yet they are out here single trying to find UFOs.
Oh my God!
So I read on the internet that one of the main concerns, it's in Rachel, Nevada, right? That's where it is.
Yes.
It's called Rachel.
Yes.
This is a bedroom community, small and not blessed with the infrastructure for the onslaught that they expected. How is the environment hosting all of these attorneys?
Oh, Rob, not well. It's really been a mess. I mean, the only thing that they're very equipped, there is a ton of fire rescue, EMS, sheriff's department. There's like so many police. And of course, you guys know me, I'm crazy. So yesterday I went over to some sheriffs. I was like, hey, fellas, you know, what are the nudity laws in Nevada? Because, you know, I got a nice rack. And they were like not impressed at all. This is Nevada. They were so uptight. They were like, ma'am, if you take your shirt off, it will be a $700 fine. I was like,
But how many times have you heard that from Charlie Burney?
All right, well, Sarah, you know, stay safe out there.
Thank you, Jack.
Please do, and we look forward to you making it back to Podcast Village. And what a wonderful update! Thank you for checking in with us before you checked in with TV. We
You got
appreciate it.
you got
That's
it,
Sarah
guys.
Fraser, everybody.
Stay
Thank you.
safe.
Thank you, Sarah.
Area 51.
Thanks,
Obviously, that we can summarize it that really nothing going on at all. Out there.
Yeah, but the idea that they went out there, that's good radio.
That is.
That's good podcasting.
That's good radio.
You know?
Absolutely good podcasting.
Yeah.
It's good television.
Yeah.
And that it's
I like it
going
when
on.
shows do that.
I didn't know that until she told me that there were Dutch guys that hopped the fence and got 3 miles in. Quick, we must
Also-
run. Here come the military police.
Well, they were easy to spot because at lunch they all paid separately.
I've got a logistics question. Did you get the pictures that Sarah sent Rob?
You just
no, I
sent
did
them
not.
this morning. I haven't had a chance to
Oh.
forward them yet.
No.
Why won't you forward them to us? What time this morning?
That's the same reason he let me know early this morning, like 6:18, that Sarah was available only at 9 o'clock sharp. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
8:56.
No,
8:56. She said.
I'll send him over.
Okay.
What we can talk about? Jesus.
Might have done it if you'd been here.
Oh, that doesn't stop you from doing your job.
That's true.
If I don't do my job, that's my problem.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. Before we open the festivities today, ladies and gentlemen, let me offer a few words. Yesterday was the final episode of Political Persuasions, and got a little bit of a buzz on the fan club last night because they love negative.
Yes.
And the long and short of it's I made this announcement along with Chris Fraser on Political Persuasions. We, when we started Political Persuasions, were going to give the show about a quarter of the year. And we ended up doing the show for almost 2 years. And we did that because it was a passion project and we loved it. It is not always fun for me to say goodbye to something I really enjoyed doing it. But the bottom line is that we did it longer than we should have. These shows do not materialize out of thin air, and we take them seriously, and we have to make it a viable enterprise to do a show like that. And we were thinking about this for a very, very long time because it just wasn't gaining the same kind of traction, and it's tough, and it's why podcasts come and go all the time. There are very few podcasts that have the staying power of the Mike O'Mara Show, and for that we are eternally grateful. And we try satellite shows all the time. Some of them stick for a while, some of them don't, some of them last, some of them don't. Yep. And Political Persuasions, unfortunately, it just got to a point where the listenership was not there. That's what it comes from.
Don't get me wrong. It was they had a strong but small following, and I'm
dedicated.
I'm not sure if you talked about this, Mike, and I apologize if I'm repeating you or the team as far as facts are concerned. But the idea, like the real deal, as far as a political show is concerned, because the news cycle is so fast,
Very fast.
The only way to actually see if it was going to go to the next mile was to do it on a daily basis, and to do it on a daily basis. That just wasn't tenable for anyone's schedule.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't work because we make money other ways, and Chris makes money other ways.
Yeah.
And really, it was a credit to Chris that he hung in there with us, and it was a credit to both of us, and I'm giving myself a pat on the back here, that Chris and I both gelled, and that was really a relationship that was fostered by Oscar Santana, who said, I've got this guy that I think you'd work well with, and he was right about it, and we had so much fun. We had lots of laughs. We have not shut the door on future get-togethers when the situation warrants, a la, conventions, elections. I would say it's a lock that we're going to try to grab him and bring him in for an election special because we have to do it.
I'm excited
these
about
are
the
interesting
idea.
times.
I'm excited about the idea
show.
of doing a special. I think that is really that's the proper format.
He's a good guy, but this make no mistake. I'm not happy about this. It's fine to end it, but I put a lot of time and I really put a lot of months into this show. And it's just, it's not like I can expect everybody that listens to TMOS to immediately turn on another show. For those of you that did, because you were interested in the subject matter, I really thank you. And I'm sorry that, when I read sad and people are upset and people think it sucks, I get it. It sucks for me, too. There was just nothing. Nobody was coming to me with any solutions. There were no solutions to make this thing work. And that's the sad part of it. And
I think it needs to be restated what Oscar said.
5 days a week is not a solution.
No.
Yeah.
And what Oscar said about
if we had made that commitment to do 5 days a week, there was no guarantee the show would have had traction after that either.
But even saying
that's the frustrating part.
What Oscar said, we saw many instances, and the show ran nearly 2 years, that between the time we would record and between when we'd post 90 minutes later, some news would have broken.
The news cycle changed.
It's so
And let me
fast.
explain the way in a perfect world. The show was basically Chris Fraser and Mike O'Mara talking, with Chris Fraser giving lots of facts and Mike O'Mara ranting and raving.
Yeah.
That does
Red-faced rants, Mike.
That does not sustain that kind of show. And in order for us to put forth a program where there were weekly guests and all that would have required more of a time commitment that I could have spared anybody on this show because I'm sorry, this is how we make our livings, and I have to put the resources where the resources are going to work, and Chris has to do the same thing. if this show was something that somebody wanted to pop in and underwrite, and we would produce it differently, there would have been much more
Different
of
story.
a tapping into the Washington
Sure.
group here, and we would have loved to do it that way. And I'll tell you, it was an experiment for me, and I did learn one thing, that in that arena, I can hold my own, and I actually can.
Of course.
And I actually feel good about doing it, and I don't shut the door on any possibilities in the future. It's just my first love, my first commitment, my first passion is always going to be towards this show. This is the show. This show is an extension of my world, and it's an extension
your
of
life.
It's an extension of Rob's world, and it's an
Oscar's
extension
world.
of a
La,
very
la, la,
small, a very
la,
small
la,
part
la,
of
la, la,
Oscar's
la, la.
world.
Well, what
And
it is,
it's
it's like a continent for Oscar.
Yes.
I would say, look,
Australia
my
is the
life is
continent, too.
Pangea.
A nice-
We're all
Yeah.
connected.
Pretty
Right,
big
yeah.
continent, not the
Yes.
biggest.
But Oscar takes it seriously, too, and he's here every day, and he's slaying the dragon for our business, and he's getting it done. The thing about it is, as I said before, and I said this to Chris, this is the most important thing I want you to take away from me talking about political persuasions. I went into this. I formed a friendship with Chris Fraser. Pretty amazing. Guys that have never even sat down and shaken hands go online together, and bam, we put this out, and we do it for almost 2 years. And I'll tell you something, a year and a half of that was pure esteem for one another. It's the only reason that show kept going, because I like doing it with him and he liked doing it with me. And it was really, really something that I will always be happy that I did. I do not consider it a waste of time, although I was saying that when we were trying to get the show to get more traction with advertisers and with all that. But no, I truly enjoyed every minute of doing that show, and I'd love it to be. Even if I know you're saying 5 days would be the key, but even if we did a weekly show that had the backing where we could really put a production together, I'd love to do that. Even if it was a reflection on the events of the week. It's hard to do though, because these shows, but it's not impossible. All these shows that you see are weekly shows, but they're weekly shows that bring in newsmakers. And that's kind of what it's all about. So when you see a Chuck Todd, or you see
network television, yes.
you say, but I'm saying that's a weekly show, and it doesn't have to be a daily show if you get the back. Would that ever happen? You know anything? Feel free to give us a call. That's the way I would like that, because right now it's any way you slice it, I don't like anything to go away that I'd like to keep doing. I don't like that. Makes me feel like it's
But you're
failure.
also okay with knowing that, honestly, and as I told Chris yesterday, I said, this is not goodbye. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Yeah, we will. That I can guarantee you that.
And then Chris said, "New phone, who dis?"
No, he was very
prank call.
He wrote me
hang up.
with a very fine, classy, wonderful text, really alluding to the relationship that we all have here
he's a nice guy.
with him, and also the esteem he has for you. And I got to tell you that when I first sat down with Chris over 2 years ago,
Over 2 years, yeah.
I was like, hey, man, this is a long shot, but I think we're going to have a blast doing it. And that's the case.
Yeah, we did. And lots of laughs. He got us so well. He understood it. And so hopefully down the road, more of Chris Fraser and
I
Mike
hope so,
O'Mara doing
because
that,
otherwise,
and,
how will
everybody
people know how you stand politically?
That's right. Exactly. Oh, and by the way, my outlet is gone.
Yeah.
So I'm very sorry.
Look what
but
you did,
we are
people.
We are going into the election cycle, and
Yes,
I have
there's
to
going
say
to be
it
one.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So thank you to my sister for the bumper sticker that she sent me in the mail overnight. I appreciate that. Any functioning adult, you've seen those before. Any functioning adult 2020 going on one of the cars today. So that's
I like
that's
that.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. It's cute. Yeah.
Mike, I just got the hot text from Rob Spiewak. I think you should look at it as well, as it's relevant to our guest we just had on. And now we know why he didn't send it to us before the show, because it was clearly going to be distracting to the team. As you're pulling it up on your phone now, you can describe to the team.
Come on,
what
God
we
damn,
have.
God, this phone is a piece of crap.
You know what? I'd also like to say F you to the Apple Corporation today. Yeah.
How dare you?
All right, so I'm looking at what. Oh, is that AJ?
Yes.
Or is that who? There are all these initials. Who are we looking at there in the green?
The first picture in front of the restaurant bar motel, which is Earthlings Welcome, that is Sarah Fraser.
That's Sarah?
Yeah.
And then there's two robots.
Wow.
And then the tanned individual would be AJ.
Sarah looks fantastic.
He does.
Newlywed,
I
Mike.
didn't know.
Newlywed.
Wow.
And then
I
my
didn't know-
favorite
I didn't
picture.
know we get a bikini picture of Sarah. That's just fantastic. They
And
look like they had a blast.
The best picture is the picture of the stage.
The stage looks like
That's not a music festival stage.
No, it's really not.
No.
She was right about that. It looks like beautiful weather out there, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
You know where they got that stage?
No wonder
Mike,
he hoarded. No wonder he kept
I didn't
doing
hoard
that.
anything.
Yes,
Would you
you
two
did.
relax?
Yes, you did.
I saw
it's
some
a
pictures
hot woman
rolled in.
sending you a picture. You didn't say if Oscar hadn't browbeaten you would have kept those in your phone.
I didn't even look at them. I saw them
We
pop
would not
up.
have-
I
we
saw
would
them
not
pop
have
up.
seen them.
I didn't know that there was any, as they say, cheesecake in the text. I just saw them pop.
Cheesecake?
Yeah,
Gross.
that's an old phrase.
Don't ever use it
Jesus
again.
Christ.
Well, unless we're ordering dessert.
You would have kept those to yourself. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That was
All right.
that
Wonder
was
where they-
that was the HBS.
God, if I'd
chip.
had those, I would have asked her where she got the.
Yes. What are you doing?
Just
What are you doing?
Just trying to get the show on the air. I'm sorry. I
Skin
saw a text
to
pop
win.
up.
Skin
Saw a text
to
pop
win.
up. The first time I
Skin
saw.
to win. I'm sorry.
That's right. You are sorry. The first time I saw the content of that text is when I forwarded it to you guys.
Can you explain to the audience what you're looking
This is Sarah Fraser and who's the
AJ.
at? AJ.
AJ, who works on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. Who's
Co-host.
also on
Does
NB
AJ work on the TV too, right?
She
works
was
the
on
TV side?
NBC's
Bring the funny.
Bring the Funny, one of the finalists.
So they're in these hot outfits with all this leg, wearing these cool little green boots, and they've got little bathing suits on with alien faces on there, and that would have been the entire interview. Oh, hey, what's it like out there? You know, Jesus Christ! I swear to God.
Saved you from a Me Too movement.
Yeah,
Throw
I
those
know.
on our
Thank you.
Facebook page.
Yes.
We'll
Or
steal
a Me
their
Too
thunder.
moment.
That's what I meant.
That's what you meant.
That's what I meant.
So they're very hot outfits, and
Yes.
I guess.
And if the
next time we have her
ratio
on
is
the
10 to
show-
1, and they're running around in that, can you imagine?
He may never come
Yeah,
home.
can you imagine? Can you imagine they see Sarah and AJ running around there?
With their podcast.
All these guys going, yeah, we'll hang out with you. Yes, sure. Yes, would you like to share my RV?
Do you need representation?
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause
yeah.
because
No
they're
wonder the
lawyers.
lawyers showed up. All right.
I need you to sign here, and initial here twice.
Thank you very much. All right, start the show. Producer of the year.
And listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Hey, Mike. Hello, fellas. Everybody's here. Freddie, Tom. Good to see you, Mike.
How are you, Mo?
All right, you got everything you
Mo
want?
Green.
The chef cooked for you special. The dancers will kick your tongue out, and your credit is good. Draw chips for everybody in the room so they can play in the house.
My credit good enough to buy you out?
Nervous laughter.
The casino. The hotel. Corleone family wants to buy you out.
The Corleone family wants to buy me out. No, I buy you out. You don't buy me out.
Your casino loses money. Maybe we can do better.
You think I'm skimming off the top, Mike?
You're unlucky.
I do you a favor and take Freddie in when you're having a bad time, and then you try to push me out.
Wait a minute. You took Freddie in because the Corleone family bankrolled your casino because the Molinari family on the coast guaranteed his safety. Now, we're talking business. Let's talk business.
Yeah, let's talk business, Mike. First of all, you're all done. The Corleone family don't even have that kind of muscle anymore. The Godfather is sick, right? You're getting chased out of New York by Barzini and the other families. What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over? I talked to Barzini. I can make a deal with him and still keep my hotel.
Is that why you slapped my brother around in public?
Oh, no, that was nothing, Mike. Mo didn't mean nothing by that. Sure, he flies off the handle once in a while, but Mo and me were good friends, right, Mo, huh?
I got a business to run. I got to kick asses sometimes to make it run right. We had a little argument, Freddie and I, so I had to straighten him out.
You straightened my brother out.
He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Players couldn't get a drink at the table. What's wrong with you?
I leave for New York tomorrow. Think about a price.
Son of a bitch. Do you know who I am? I'm Mo Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, all the way from Mobile, Alabama, to Lewiston, Maine, to Gloversville, New York, to Cocoa Beach, Florida, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, Canada, to Biloxi, Mississippi. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by, once again, our fruitcake, Persuasions. Look at you, living large in the 202. You're a D.C. darling. Just keeping an eye on things and making sure that the old Trumperino is on the up and up. Living is easy. Nice. Then out of the blue, you hear about some hush-hush brouhaha with the Ukraine. So you get nervous and you blow that whistle.
Yeah.
But you haven't any solid proof about the sequence of events or alleged actions. You tried to look like an international hero, but you are denied. And you know why?
Why?
Because you're not special. You cockeyed snitch.
Oh.
You're just another warped cog in a broken machine called government. You don't matter. There's nothing keen or notable about you. So if you assume that we're going to let you... I'm thinking I ought to really rant with that paragraph a little more.
Yeah, I think so.
So let me go back to you're just another warped cog in a broken machine called government. You don't matter. There's nothing keen or notable about you. So, if you assume that we're going to let you order a TMOS fruitcake after the September 30th deadline, wise up, you trigger-happy blabbermouth. No second chance, no exceptions. You're not special. Go to our website and buy as many as you can. It's MikeO'MaraShow.com. Click that big banner. You can see it. You'll love it. Do it now. Much less than 2 weeks remain. And remember, Whistle Boy, don't blow that thing in the White House. Didn't you learn anything from Monica Lewinsky? Gary Krimble.
Hi.
There it is. All right. Movie review. Went to the movies last night.
You actually went to the cinema?
Yeah, went to the cinema. Yesterday, my routine was pick my son up at the bus and then take him back to the house, then get him into his little golf outfit, and then take him over to the Coonville Central for his golf lesson. Okay. And yesterday, it was a new dude that's been working here about a little over a year. I think he's a new guy. Nice kid. Ryan is the name. And these two guys hit it off like nobody hits it off. Now, Daddy's been taking him up to the driving range, but it's just like teaching your wife to play a sport, teaching your kid. Yes. The father is not going to do as well as an independent person. You hear about that's why I always hear about these coaches that coach their sons. It's like, well, the kids end up getting messed up sometimes.
Sure. There's a weird emotional investment, I think.
Is there, I guess, an equalizer for women? Like women teaching men how to cook or women teaching men how to do something?
I think it's the marital bond or the paternal bond or the maternal bond. It just, does it work occasionally?
It came back on the judges because they're teaching them to cook. That was a slight bounce.
Okay. Does it work? Sometimes I'm sure it does.
Shannon, I can't have Shannon teach me how to or be my yoga guru. I just can't do it.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Too close to the subject.
Whereas she has taught me so much yoga.
Yes. How to be flexible.
Exactly.
All the time. It all things. I would say that we have a good time when we go up there, but I'm not really, I'm not getting through what I need to get through. And this guy,
Ryan,
this dude,
Ryan Reynolds,
connected with my kid. Then I find out later he's a dad. He's got a 2-year-old. He was fantastic.
Younger guy
younger guy.
Okay.
That works too. That's where it gets right down. I didn't measure his waist. So he gets down to the level, right on Michael's level, is talking to him face to face. It was just awesome. And I get caught up in the moment that he's having fun. And then the big question, this is always the tell. I said, you want to hit, now that Ryan's left, you want to hit some more? He goes, yeah, Dad, I do.
Oh,
and I'm
cool.
like, oh, he's taking, see, that was the whole idea to do that. Then we're going back and he said, can I putt a few? I said, of course you can putt a few. And then I get him in the cart and
was there any wagering?
No wagering. Get him out of the cart. We play a golf hole, and he's having a blast. And we're driving back, and I'm driving back, and I hear beep beep, and I'm like, hey, look, it's Mama. Mama coming back from skin school.
Yeah.
There she is, coming back right now. Fantastic. I will meet her when she comes by. And I drive the golf cart up the little path, and I see Mama. And this is the look that I am greeted with. Okay.
Oh, no.
That's the look. We had a babysitter at 4:00 yesterday afternoon to go to a 4:30 movie. And it's 10 after 4, and Daddy's in trouble already. Daddy's in trouble.
A little slow getting back.
Yeah, well, it should have been 3:30. Lesson ends at 4:00. Bingo, bango, back. I was tardy. She couldn't get in touch with me because of this thing that never. I never get. I call people I don't want to, and I don't get calls that I want. That's
Mike,
the way it works with the iPhone.
Don't you know, and I don't know how they run them in Florida, but here there's at least 25 minutes of sheer trailers.
Yes, I say that.
Okay.
And we're going, and then, I reached critical mass where I'm getting browbeaten for that, and then it's just something. Well, then in that case, why don't we just turn around? And then, of course, the car goes into the turns around, and then we work it out on the way back.
Yeah. I've been at school all day. How dare you?
That's right.
Yeah, I was just all I was doing was taping 3 shows
parenting all day.
and playing Daddy Daycare. Yeah. That's all I was doing. Is that's all I was doing. So we turn around and we still it was probably 2 minutes old when we walked into the theater.
Okay.
We go into the theater and we go to see the brand new Jennifer Lopez vehicle, Hustlers.
Hustlers, yeah.
Where
A
she
brand
plays
new movie.
She plays the stripper.
Yes.
Yay. And
A popular movie, getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah, number
getting
2
a lot
last
of
week.
buzz
Yeah.
and a lot of great reviews. And the co-star in that movie is the lady from Crazy Rich Asians, the love interest in Crazy Rich Asians. So she's in it too. And I've been a fan of the movie acting skills of Jennifer Lopez forever. And I was also in New York during the time period they're talking about, so I know the drill, and I heard the stories about guys that would go in, and the long and short of it, these are women that after the 2008 crash are drumming up business for the strip joint by roofing guys and getting them into the club and then running up their credit cards, and it's bad. It's illegal.
Was there some Swisher
illegal.
Sweet Uggs involved? I thought that Cardi B.
You mean the Swisher Sweet Uggs like we were watching on the Sarah Fraser? And
No.
the AJ pictures
If I'm not, and I could be wrong, but I thought Cardi B was part of this production.
I think she was consulted, wasn't she?
Cardi B plays one of the Twipper really good like it.
Thank you.
There she is.
Cardi B. There's that voice.
What was the premise of and maybe you can help me out here.
Yeah.
Was it because of the recession that guys were like, F it, I'm going to strip clubs? Or what was the...
All right. When you go to a film, one has to suspend disbelief to a certain extent. And, of course, there is that thing called artistic license. Where,
yes.
So
they walk hand in hand, Mike.
Did I like the movie? I really did. I loved Jennifer Lopez.
Did you recognize the clubs?
No, because they all kind of look the same.
Oh.
But I think they're supposed to be New York joints.
Like Scores.
And I think that the Scores was the place where they were supposed to be centering. And I've been to Scores.
That's what I was asking.
And so, I remember, I think the celebrity setting I had at Scores one time was Dennis Quaid. I think I saw
that's
Dennis
massive.
Quaid.
That's a massive
Scores.
celebrity setting.
But even back then,
definitely better than Randy, Mike.
What's that?
Better than
Randy. I would probably have considered Scores to be, even in those days, out of my zip code. It was just out of my, it was such a, I think that the atmosphere was so financially difficult and so financially charged that, you could lose a lot of money in there. And it was known. I went in there. No, this story is the story of these
dancers.
These dancers that would lure the guys in and then rack up these amazing bills. And I think that the guys that they talked about were guys that probably spent a lot of time in those.
Okay,
That's
all
the
right.
way. That's the impression that I got. But
The lady from Crazy Rich Asians, Constance Wu, I found out her name is.
Constance Wu. Yeah.
Was she a dancer as well?
Yes, she plays a
wow.
dancer as well. And it's first of all, the first thing everybody notices in the movie is Jennifer Lopez and just looking amazing as she always does. She's extremely, you can take all the glom squads you want, but the basic palette is a woman who is so fabulously fit, has a dancer's body, and looks great. Now, with that said, I will tell you that the comment I made to my wife when we were leaving was, yeah, I liked it. I just found it, how do I put this delicately? When you walk into one of these joints, let's just say that there's not as much covering up as the movie showed us.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Like you go into one of these joints and it's...
It depends on the municipality.
well,
you're
the
in.
New York environment.
Oh, okay,
that we
yeah.
were-
They're
that we
all
were talking about.
nude.
Yeah.
It's they're naked
think.
bodies.
So
walking
they're
around
thinking
all
ahead
over.
to
You
when
think.
it's going to
you
be
wouldn't
on-
know that personally.
I don't think I've ever been to a strip club in New York.
Well, I spent a lot more
It's on
time
my bucket
in New
list,
York
though.
than you did, and I was lonely, and that's it was a dark time for me. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of my behavior, but this movie was I think it should have shown the seediness of it. The
Would that
the
have
sexually
added?
charged?
Do you think that would have added to the theme?
For most people that have never been in one of those joints, it's probably fine for them. But I was just looking at, that didn't really happen. But anyway,
They're
it was,
definitely looking forward to repeat showings in 2 years on TNT.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Absolutely. They can show it on TV.
Probably not the best term, but they glamorized it.
They definitely glamorized
Sanitized
it a bit. They sanitized. Well, but then when you're talking about what was happening after the recession, which I didn't know about. You've always heard that song, No Sex in the Champagne Room.
Yes.
Well, apparently once the bottom fell out of the Wall Street situation, there was sex in the Champagne Room, according to this article. It's a movie based on an article. And what it is kind of like a Wall Street. It's the go-go times and then figuring out a way to get through the tough times and life
What
getting
year was
great
it-
again.
what year was
and the
it
fall
set
from
in?
grace. Takes the late 2000s, like 2008,
When the housing bubble.
14, 15.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I think the acting is fantastic in it. And Cardi B is good in it, although a very small role. And Jennifer Lopez is the lead and kind of the henchman, and she's great. She's fantastic.
Is it
in
Academy Award worthy?
No, I don't think so. I think you could. Is there the possibility that J-Lo could get a nod? Yeah, there is. I think I think she's a good actress. I think I've always liked her in the
They do
movies.
10 noms for the best picture now. Do you think it would be even in contention for that? With 10?
Don't
Nom,
know.
nom, nom, nom.
If they do, it would be. Look, I liked it. Is it entertaining? Was it a watch checker? No, it wasn't. It was interesting, and you do feel through half the movie that something's going to happen. It's just going too well. Something's going to happen. And what's the other thing I wanted to say?
How do you watch it with your wife?
What do you mean?
Because I know that I can't drive and look around and Shan's like, oh, I saw you check out that. Like I'm a human being. I'm a man, right? So I'm
a man, flesh and bone.
I pretend to look elsewhere and then look.
You get caught.
Yeah. So there's no way. It could be the most attractive person in the world, and I just keep looking straight because it's not worth any drama.
Well, in real life, I do that.
Yes.
I mean, and I get caught still, as all men do. You get caught, like I'll be in Walmart, and it'll be like a FGCU move-in day, and she said, "What are you looking at?" Penance,
liquid soap.
Per plus, it's on sale. Let me ask you.
So we just sit there and we take it, and Carla's kind of cool with that, and she would, we always clear what the other person wants to see, and so, but she didn't like it. She didn't like the movie. I liked it more, and we didn't really get into an argument about it. It was a tough day
when
anyway.
Shannon ran the yoga studio, when she was the operations manager there, she would always ask me, why don't you come and hang out? Because like some of the other instructors, husbands/boyfriends would hang out in this lobby and say hello, and they get off work and just go sit there and work on their laptops. And I would say they're all looking at the girls that walk by. Like, I'm not trying to tell you their business. Good for them.
Right.
But they're not being these wonderful boyfriends that come after work, dressed in their suits, on their laptops.
No, they're on the nickel tour.
They're doing what every other man would do if they could, is walk over, and I'm not going to be part of that party right now. I'm so sorry.
It was really awkward for me when I went to the yoga studio, uninvited, and somebody said, "Are you waiting for someone?" I went, "Nope." I was sitting there with my Hawaiian shirt, working on my laptop.
Last question about Hustlers. I know Cardi B is in it. Is it rated R?
Yes, it's R.
That was the worst thing I've ever done.
Yeah, you can't roll your R's.
I can't. Better.
The dynamic that is men and women. And speaking of that, Carla's giving a very special treatment today at the skin salon at the school where she's learning that, and I'll talk about that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. It's a really good story, really good. We'll be right back.
It's Political Persuasions.
Hey, it's Chris Fraser with Political Persuasions. This week, Mike and I bring you a very special episode. We say goodbye to our weekly show. Tune in and find out how you can catch us next.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Yeah, I wanted it more teary. Than that.
I played The End by The Doors. It's sad, right?
He was in a hurry. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. He was. Yeah. There's nothing you want to see at the end of a show after 2 years from somebody going like this. That's a joke, Chris. That is a joke. We knew what your schedule was. It was our fault. This portion of the program brought to you by Peloton Tread. Fall is all about getting back in your groove, baby. After a busy summer. This year, accomplish your goals with the Peloton Tread. Better yourself and build strength, all without the trip to the gym. This is not just another treadmill. Oscar saw it. It blew him away. My brother-in-law's got one. He loves it. A shock-absorbing slat belt and responsive speed and incline knobs. Even if you got the bad knees, you can get on this baby. You can up your pace or elevation without breaking your stride. A 32-inch HD touchscreen and powerful built-in soundbar provide the most immersive, captivating workout experience. Plus, world-class instructions are right by your side for the whole workout. The motivation is real-time and crazy effective, and the variety is amazing. Classes range from 10 to 60 minutes long, and you never have to repeat the same workout unless you want to. Discover the immersive and challenging total body training you can get from Peloton Tread. Peloton is offering listeners a limited time offer. Go to onepeloton.com and use the code TMOS to get $100 off accessories with the purchase of a Peloton Tread. We only have a few minutes here. I just want to say to Carla, I'm glad that she's got all these people that have responded to her desire for people to come in and get skin treatments. And I hope you enjoy the facial today. Listener, Jim.
Oh, no.
What? From a listener?
What?
Yes! She told me 15 minutes before she was leaving. Listener Jim, he's a cool guy. I know him.
Does he do
I've
promos?
communicated with him. Huh?
Does he do promos?
I don't know. Oh, it's not Jim Amato.
I'm just trying to figure it out from the clues.
Do you think Jim Amato even needs a skin treatment?
Of course not.
I don't.
Well, have you seen him?
What about Cerrito?
Not Jim Cerrito. No.
Jim Cerrito.
No, this is a listener that's being supportive, lives in the area, and going out there to get a facial. I said, it's not one of those back facials, is it? It's not a Brazilian wax, is it?
Oh, dear. Jim.
I don't know how I feel about Jim.
I don't know how I feel about it either.
Can I tell you how I feel about it?
You go ahead. You tell me how you feel.
I'm going to speak for Mike.
Thank you.
No, you're not.
That was a bold leap, was it not?
Yeah, that was it. You're not going to. I'm going to speak for Mike. Where's the crash?
I'm going to say something, and it's Mike's opinion.
No.
David Lee Roth invented all of that, Mike.
No.
All David Lee Roth.
All David Lee Roth.
All the time.
No, it's a little weird. It's a little.
Okay.
No, it's not weird.
Can I speak for myself?
You know, before you do, let me just say what Carla said to me. She does not want to make it so that listeners will never, ever want to go and get a treatment when she starts her business.
Okay,
she
that's
does
true.
not want that to happen.
Valid. You don't want to alienate your fan base.
So you be mindful, and this is coming from you, not me. Thank you.
Listen, people. if you're gonna support the business, support it when you got to pay for it. When you're going in for the free skin treatment, don't take advantage of old poor Carla when she's just trying to get some reps in place. There's other people in our lives that don't listen to the show that could probably do that.
That's right, little Jimmy Cheapskate.
For you to jump on the wagon when it's free, it's a little unsettling.
If he hears this, he's not going to even go in there. All right, Jim, you have my blessing. Enjoy and have a wonderful experience.
Mike,
I was supposed to go in this week. I can't. She's had a couple of cancellations from people.
Oh.
She hates that.
Yeah.
I said, well, you better get used to that. That's
Mike,
the world that you live in.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I just, it's just.
Are you sure you couldn't make it in this week? You're positively glowing.
Thank you very much. Well, I exfoliate the hell out of this skin.
I know.
I've seen the Irish when they get into their 60s.
Cancellations are part of the equation, right?
Right.
Don't you have to pay for a cancellation though?
Well, not when you're doing it in a school.
Oh,
this is like getting a haircut
at
somebody
it's free.
At a training.
Yeah.
This is when. Did you ever go? Anybody ever go get a haircut at one of those training centers
in college?
Where they were teaching barbers?
In
No,
college.
but I saw it. They had that at Julia's Technical School when she was a senior in high school, and I believe there was a barber school at Madison High School when I went, but it was on the far end of the school.
There was a suggestion of
There was a barber school at your high school.
Yeah, like a tech class that they housed at Madison High School, because I remember walking by and seeing people getting their hair cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what? So I mean, how did it work? I understand. Like
Public
I remember
school dollars,
typing
Mike.
class and home ec. Would they be?
But this is like a technical school. Like like sometimes they teach electricians, HVAC. They teach baking.
So would they say something like,
repair.
"Excuse me, Tina. You're really not cutting the mustard in calculus, so we're going to send you down to the barber college."
Yeah, I think there might have been a
go?
step between calculus and barber college, but no, I think this was people that chose to go the technical route, the more practical route that Fairfax County offered it. But then again, this is 30 years ago. I could be wrong.
At WVU, there was a beauty school that if you for $5, you
no one got in
any haircut. See, but you would go, but you would have to roll the dice, see what happened.
At the University of West Virginia?
No, it
At
wasn't.
West Virginia
it wasn't
University?
part of the school. There
it was a beauty school
in
nearby.
Morgantown.
Adjacent. Okay, all right.
So,
in Morgan. Okay,
yeah. So
that's West Virginia.
Yeah, you'd
There's a
walk
beauty
up
school in
there
every
and
town.
you'd be like,
Was beauty in quotation marks?
let's hope for the best.
Beauty school.
Beauty.
West Virginia women are
Gorgeous.
strong.
Yes.
Right? Am I right about that?
They are.
Like
They
local
absolutely
women
are.
from West
Yes,
Virginia.
yes.
You didn't know that? See,
I did
you've
not
been-
know that.
You've been in your little bubble. You don't even get over to West Virginia.
Yeah.
West Virginia women are
Like very
some-
beautiful.
Like real.
The whole like I guess
Salt of
misnomer
the earth,
about the
but-
teeth and backwoods. No, these like some of the most beautiful women I've ever been around have been while I was at WVU, and they were from West Virginia.
Right.
Beckley,
Right.
West Virginia.
Did you know anything?
Look it up.
Look at him
No,
getting all quiet now.
absolutely.
Did you know anything about
gelling.
that?
No,
now?
it's just starting to gel, and I live so close.
Yeah, it's well,
It's
you've
funny.
been to
You would
Charlestown.
think some of them might have made their way into Loudoun County, and yet that
No.
doesn't happen. No,
nobody comes into Northern.
No,
Virginia.
no.
It's except people that have that want the granite countertop.
Well, you know the statue
Those are the
we
people
have.
that come to Northern Virginia.
We have the
That's it.
statue at the entrance to Loudoun County. It says, "Give me you're tired, you're plain, you're fat," and they all come in and they live
Can't
there.
be true.
How would you rate? I mean, come on now. Don't you think that now you're getting us into the real misogyny? I think
there are attractive women in every, I guess,
Yeah, you're right.
neighborhood,
You're right.
municipality, city, whatever it may
And
be.
it's bad to paint with
Yes.
I don't mean this as a pun. You don't want to paint with a broad brush.
For West Virginia, that no teeth, no shoes, that whole, I guess, stereotype. If you
I would urge you to come up to Maine for a visit.
if you actually drove, they some of the nicest, most gracious, old time, family values.
Sure.
At least my experience, and not just for my friends that went to WVU, that we got to go visit their hometowns, but there were times where you would just go to towns and just take a road trip, and it was nice.
I dated a woman from West Virginia, and
Ooh.
she was a twin. I mean, an absolute doppelganger for Audrey Hepburn.
Oh my God!
Oh,
And
wow.
I mean that. Yeah.
Really?
I mean that. Yes.
I consider
absolutely.
myself schooled. I apologize to
Yeah.
the women
And she,
of West
she
Virginia.
Cut hair. And she cut hair.
Your
I
hair?
remember that. Yeah, cut my hair. It's weird.
How'd she do?
Fine. Can we break now? Can we please break now? Jesus. God. This is subject matter.
All
tonight.
your hair.
You stop that.
Now you're making me throw up.
But I do have a new favorite thing is when Oscar says, "Now I am speaking for Mike O'Mara."
Are you ready for your nostalgia corner? Is it a strong one this week?
Absolutely.
All right, very good. We'll take a break and come back with nostalgia corner on the Mike O'Mara Show.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
All right, here we go.
Oh, it's one of those where you needlepoint words onto a piece of fabric and it's got a fork and a knife and a spoon and an ice cream cone and a lovely decoration.
What's the quote?
And the quote is, quote, "Hey, Dad, in the dollar store there was a man fatter than you."
that you got to send down. That you got to.
No, he does. No, he does not.
We're gonna need a bigger file cabinet.
Yes.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show, because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
As you've probably heard, it's the 100th season of the NFL.
Oh, excellent.
And right now, more than 1,800 NFL players are just like me, Mike O'Mara, because they are sleeping on Sleep Number beds.
Ooh.
All of us elite athletes recognize the importance of a great night's sleep, and the Sleep Number bed is the best. Sleep Number beds allow you to adjust on each side to your ideal firmness, comfort, and support. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you sleeping comfortably throughout the night. With Sleep IQ technology inside the bed, it tracks your slumber so you know every morning how well you've slept and gain insights to maximize your best sleep. My Sleep Number setting is an 85. Carla's is a 65. And we love it, even when we disagree on movies. Experience the smart, effortless comfort of the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. Find your competitive edge with proven quality sleep starting at $9.99. Sleep Number is the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL. You'll only find Sleep Number at one of their 575 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find the one nearest you at sleepnumber.com/TMOS and tell them Mike O'Mara sent you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, Nostalgia Corner. Do we have any music for Nostalgia Corner? And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Nostalgia Corner with Rob Spiewak. Take it away, Rob.
I begin with a story, Mike.
All right, very good.
In 1539, the Knights Templar of Malta paid tribute to Charles V of Spain by sending him a golden falcon, encrusted from beak to claw with the rarest jewels. But pirates seized the galley carrying this priceless token, and the fate of the Maltese falcon remains a mystery to this day. That is the basis of the plot of the Maltese Falcon, 1941, from Warner Brothers. Now,
why are you looking at me?
What is this? Where is this going?
This is the theme from the.
This is the music from the Maltese Falcon. Yes. Now,
I told him he could do anything he wanted. Remember, I told him.
This is important. This is important that people know this movie. For example, without this movie, there would be no Pulp Fiction, because this is the first American movie to introduce the notion of what is called the MacGuffin, which is a desirable object that people chase after that has no real bearing on the plot. In this movie, it's the Falcon. In Pulp Fiction, it's the briefcase. No one knows what's in the briefcase.
Gold thing that nobody knows what it is.
No one knows what it is. And this is a plot device that's been used throughout Hitchcock films, mystery movies, all throughout the years.
What about in, what is it, The Hobbit, the Precious?
Yeah.
The Ring.
Exactly. I would say that is
Lord
not...
of the Rings.
I would not really say that's a MacGuffin.
My precious.
In the purest sense, because that really did have bearing on the plot.
Okay.
But this
What about
the
in
creature
Fast
down
Times
in
on Ridgemont High?
What are they chasing? Well, no, they're all just trying to
Are they
get
chasing
laid.
Phoebe Cates? Is
Yes,
she the MacGuffin?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
What's the creature in The Hobbit that lives in the hole where they have the ring?
I have never seen The Hobbit. I don't know. That stuff is that's not my cup of tea. But I do know the voice.
Precious, my precious.
All right, go ahead.
Now, a lot of people say, and often Casablanca is cited as one of the greatest American movies ever made. It's usually between that and Citizen Kane. But this movie, The Maltese Falcon, is my favorite Bogart movie. And if you've never seen a classic 40s black and white film, this is a great one to start with. It's based on a novel by Dashiell Hammett. And if you read the book, which I have, the book reads almost like the script. It is so faithful to the book, and the reason is that the director, John Huston, who would go on to have an amazing career and also give us Angelica Houston as his daughter.
The African Queen.
Exactly. This was his first movie, so everything was perfectly storyboarded and planned out in advance because he could not go over budget, and the result was an exceptional film. Also, it has the great Warner Brothers cast of not only Humphrey Bogart, but Mary Astor, Peter Lorre, Sidney Greenstreet. These are all people that if you don't know them by name, you'll probably recognize them, if not by their face, but how they are represented in cartoons. And I brought a few clips that I'd like to say because the dialogue.
This is from the Maltese Falcon.
Yes. And also, a lot of people don't know, this is a third remake. There was an original Maltese Falcon in 1931 that was horrible. And then they made it in 1936 as a comedy with Bette Davis. And that didn't work either. It was called Satan Met a Lady.
The Hanger Lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
She was, sort of. She was in the Whatever Happened to Baby Jane with the Hanger Lady. But Bette Davis is the one who talks like this.
Right.
So sparkling dialogue, a few examples of some of the people. Mary Astor is the female lead in this, and this is her with Humphrey Bogart. Good writing here.
I have a terrible, terrible confession to make. That story I told you yesterday was just a story.
Oh, that. Well, we didn't exactly believe your story, Miss... what is your name, Wonderly or LeBlanc?
It's really O'Shaughnessy, Bridget O'Shaughnessy.
We didn't exactly believe your story, Miss O'Shaughnessy. We believed you $200.
You mean that...
I mean, you paid us more than if you'd been telling us the truth and enough more to make it all right.
Tell me, Mr. Spade, am I to blame for last night?
Oh, you warned us that Thursby was dangerous. Of course, you lied to us about your sister and all that, but that didn't count. We didn't believe you. No, I wouldn't say that you were at fault.
This is the first example also, and it's not pure film noir, but it is the first example of American film noir where you're...
What is film noir?
It's a French, from French, it means black film.
I know it's French, but what? And I should know that, but film noir
It is essentially a genre of film, oftentimes detective pictures, but not limited to detective pictures, where the male lead is usually a flawed hero that is drawn into a bad situation by a crooked woman. It is noted by usually severe lighting, dark settings, and oftentimes water representation for some reason.
Listen to that off the top of his big head.
Fantastic.
Look at that.
I wrote a paper on it. I wrote a paper on it in college. It's
film
really,
noir.
Film noir.
And Mary,
like, something like Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy is an homage to film noir. But you know what? They did something in Dick Tracy that was amazing.
Would Sin City be an homage to film noir?
I would say
a little bit?
Sin City might actually be film noir.
Okay, like the one with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
That one, right? Can I just say this? Because you got me watching TCM, Turner Classic Movies again. Mary Astor has something about her that translates the years. She's got a real vibe going on.
Google Mary Astor and scandals. She got around.
What about Mission Impossible?
Not so noir.
Okay.
This is my favorite character in the movie is
Batman Begins.
Batman has a lot of noir elements with your flawed hero and the darkness in the film.
And by the way, the next movie I want to see is that Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix.
I do too. I think
that will be dark.
That will be dark.
That's a dark movie, absolutely. And they're talking about it's like too dark for young people to see. It's kind of a weird message in that movie, so it's scary, but makes me curious.
I'm going to stay away from the plot because there are some spoilers, but there is a lot of murder. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of great plot twists. One of the greatest characters in the movie, if not the greatest, is known as the Fat Man, Casper Gutman. He's played by Sidney Greenstreet, one of the greatest voices of all time.
Yeah, wait till you hear this voice.
Yes. And this is his first motion picture. He had a stage career. This is the first time he was ever on the big screen, so to speak.
You're a close-mouthed man?
Oh, I like to talk.
Better and better. I distrust a close-mouthed man. He generally picks the wrong time to talk and says the wrong things. Talking something you can't do judiciously unless you keep in practice. Now, sir, we'll talk if you like. I tell you right out, I'm a man who likes talking to a man who likes to talk.
Swell. Will we talk about the blackbird?
You're the man for me. No beating about the bush, right to the point. Let's talk about the blackbird by all means.
Now, I've seen this movie 1,000 times, but since I saw it when I was little, something that never occurred to me until I read it, and now I know, if you watch it for the first time, I just tell you this. When you watch Greenstreet and his assistant, and when you watch the next guy I'm about to play, Peter Lorre, watch for the homosexual subtext in this movie. It's amazing what they got past the censors.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Like Peter Lorre and Sidney Greenstreet's are kind of
I think
jiggy with it.
I think
Balls to balls.
I think holes to holes. I think Greenstreet is banging his assistant
Balls on
Wilmer,
chin.
but I think the most amazing thing that they got by when Peter Lorre, who I'm about to play, first meets Sam Spade, he almost is sucking on his cane. He's putting it to his face and running it around his mouth. It's crazy.
Wow.
So I play this, Oscar. I think you'll enjoy this. Peter Lorre is in the movie. He plays Joel Cairo. But did you ever watch Ren and Stimpy?
Yes.
This is pure Ren Hoek. I'm sorry, right here.
It's you who bungled it. You and your stupid attempt to buy it. Temido found out how valuable it was. No wonder we had such an easy time stealing it. You imbecile, you bloated idiot, you stupid fathead, you...
We played that on the old Dynamite show.
So great. So great.
That's from that. All right, we got to wrap it up.
All right, I leave you with, again, no spoilers. If you've never seen this movie, to be culturally relevant, you should see this film.
How many falcons are in the actual film?
There's one falcon.
Oh, wow.
And it's not I'll say that you see the falcon. That's all I'm going to say. And I will leave you with the closing line, which was actually suggested by Humphrey Bogart on the set.
Harry, what is it? The stuff that dreams are made of.
Huh?
It's the stuff that dreams are made of.
The end of the Maltese Falcon. So check it out. That's Rob's Nostalgia Corner.
Click to click.
Fantastic. Did you enjoy doing that?
It felt really great.
Okay. Good. All right. Why not?
Yeah.
Did you learn anything, Oscar?
Maybe we should do this quarterly.
Okay, that's your brother being mean again.
Join
We'll
me
take a
next
break.
time when we look at the greatest comedy ever made.
Oh, very, very. Oh, God. All right. Did it have Marx Brothers in it?
Amazingly, it doesn't.
Oh, good. Okay. I'll deal with it.
And it's in a color.
Oh, it's in color.
Yes.
How about that? We'll take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills. News you may not need. Oh, no. Oscar's World.
Oscar's Take.
Right. Oscar's Take. Oscar's World. Whatever. I'm confused. Show's getting away from me. Anyway, we'll take a break. Come back soon.
Cookies are cute and candy is dandy, but fruitcakes are the best treat to have for the holidays. Celebrate the joy of the season with a genuine Spiewak family fruitcake through TMOS Fruitcake Futures. Even if you're a savage beast or the most docile of cats that roam through Georgetown, these delicacies are sure to bring joy. Click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com and choose from either the deluxe package or the super premium fruitcake package. Your purchases support the mission of the Mike O'Mara Show, bringing joy and laughter to those that get it. You better hurry. This offer ends on September 30th, and it won't be extended one day later. I'm looking at you, Dowager Countess. TMOS Fruitcake Futures. Order today, because times are fleeting, and unlike the Queen, they won't be around forever.
Wow.
That comes from the Amato Kitchens. I don't know who he got to do the voice or if it was a computer voice.
That's just about the
perfect.
most. That's delightful.
Perfect.
Hey, Jim, you tap her on the shoulder, tell she can do it anytime. Fantastic. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, with age comes wisdom, but getting older can also be a downer.
Yes.
In one area specifically, it's a fact 40% of men by age 40 struggle from not being able to get and maintain an erection. Why do guys turn to weird solutions or worse, do nothing when they can benefit from medicine and science? Be wise. Check out Hims. Hims has real prescriptions backed by science, no nonsense, and made much more affordable. Just answer a few questions, the doctor reviews it, and the products are shipped directly to your door. It's hard made easy. Say hello to your little friend. Try Hims today by starting out with a free online visit. Go to forhims.com/TMOSED. That's forhims.com/TMOSED. Prescription products are subject to doctor approval and require an online consultation with a physician who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details and safety information. forhims.com/TMOSED. This could cost hundreds if you went to the doctor's office or a pharmacy. Remember, that's forhims.com/TMOSED. And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Oscar's Take. A review and comment on the news of the day as only our Bolivian bloviator can do it. The views expressed by Oscar Santana in no way reflect the views of the Mike O'Meara Show, its listeners, or the right-thinking populace of the United States of America. And now, without further ado, I give you Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
Oscar, don't buy your Halloween candy now. You'll just wind up eating the entire bag in a moment of deep shame. Then you'll have to go buy more next month. But when you do buy your Halloween candy this year, here's what kids actually want.
All right.
According to a new survey of kids age 8 to 17, there it is again, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the most popular.
Yes.
By far. They got 18% of the vote, which is more than double the next runner-up. The 10 most popular, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Snickers.
Strong.
Twix, Kit Kat, M&M's, Nerds, Butterfinger, Sour Patch Kids, Skittles, and Hershey bars. So Twix beat Kit Kat, which kind of surprises me. I like, the Kit Kat better than the Twix, but I guess they like the caramel.
I put them even, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
just about.
Would you like to know which one came in last?
Oh,
Oscar?
please.
Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, that's about right.
Came in last in the survey. But I always find Tootsie Roll edible.
Yeah, but what is it? 1950? Come on, we can do better than that.
I think if you really want to ruin someone's Halloween and you're giving out candy, you give out pennies or dum-dums. That will destroy anyone's day.
Yeah.
I used to listen to that morning show.
On the outside,
pennies and dum-dum.
Looking in, the candy list, I think the top 5 fluctuate here or there. The reality behind actual trick-or-treating is what I would like to address. Is this trick-or-treating in your trunk, trick-or-treating at church, not walking around.
Trunk or treat.
Not knocking on people's doors. That is dying. And I think that really is ruining a lot of these social interactions for the kids.
And I totally agree with you on that. And, a lot of the reason are communities like mine where they ought to nurture the relationship with children. And instead, they hide behind their gate. And, there is no Halloween except when they have their little costume contest.
Half the battle when I was a younger man and grew up in a townhouse complex was there were houses we didn't know, but you had to, muster up the guts to go knock on the door.
Amen.
And that was part of okay, I'm not going to be scared about talking to strangers anymore. Now I get the idea that you don't want your kid accosted or getting a razor blade apple, but get him out there. Get him out there interacting with people.
Now it's 1920. We're putting razor blades in apples.
You're talking to me. We'll probably be heading to one of his buddies' neighborhoods and doing it that way.
I hope so.
Good.
Which is always tough for Dad because he's got to interact with the other parents. Okay, Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
Oscar, a company called Astride Bionics is selling a wearable chair that straps to the back of your legs and butt and automatically folds out when you sit down. It's called the Lex Chair, and they got funding for it on Kickstarter last year. The chairs are fairly sleek and streamlined for wearable furniture anyway, and they claim you can do normal activities while you're wearing one, even running. The company behind them also claims they promote perfect posture, protect your knees and back, and that being able to sit down anywhere will revolutionize the way people work.
Nice.
I welcome your take on this one, Oscar.
We sit enough. We literally are dying because we're sitting so long. I think the CDC just put that out last year. They said it's worse than cigarette smoking. Literally.
But still better than vaping.
When you sit down for so long. Half the time, Mike, I sit here, I'm like, man, I wonder why I'm so tired. It's because we do these shows for half the day, and we've been sitting the entire time.
Could be like Freights. We could do a stand-up show.
No, he does it because he was a prima donna. It wasn't even about anything else.
He just wants people to see his ceiling.
Yes.
There you go.
But I'm telling you, you got to move around. Giving someone an opportunity to sit down when they want, whenever they want, is not healthy for our culture.
Well, I'll try to stand more. I will pay attention to that. I will do that. And I'm not wearing that contraption. You listen to Oscar's Take. Oh, we're running out of time. There's a 30-year-old guy named Cameron Fisher. He got married in Denver this past April. 2 days before the wedding, he had his bachelor party, and he was so insanely hungover the next day that he decided to go to the nearest ER. He was dehydrated, so they gave him an IV drip, a little anti-nausea medication, took his blood to run tests, and discharged him 45 minutes later when he felt better. Then a few weeks later, he got the bill, $12,460.
Oh, boy.
Twice the cost of his wedding. Why was it so high? He went to a private ER, which are banned in lots of states, but legal in Colorado, and they jacked up the prices for everything. For example, they rated the complexity of Cameron's case a 4 out of 5, so they could charge a higher rate. They ran tests on his blood without asking and charged thousands for them, and they charged $700 for the saline, which retails for $22. Cameron was able to negotiate the bill down to $4,694, and his insurance will cover half of that, but he's still stuck with a whopper of a bill he can't afford. That's quite an expensive bachelor party, going to the ER after your bachelor party. Wow.
So this happens in Vegas all the time. Not the gouging of prices, Mike, but the actual, you could request an ER or a saline bag to be brought to your hotel room.
Yes.
It costs roughly $350, and that will replenish you, make you feel a lot better.
Have you done it or known anyone who's
I
done
know
it?
people that have done it. I
How
have
does
not
it
done
work?
it. They show up in what it looks like a nurse's outfit.
Let me rephrase.
Yes.
How effective is it?
100%.
You see, this is magnificent to me. I never
they do it
thought
in New
about
York, too.
And this dummy, by the way, could have maybe packed up on some liquid IV, drank before he drank, and drank afterwards. He would have been A-OK.
Would have been fine.
Yes.
You're listening to Oscar's Take. Oscar, finally, on Wednesday, it's time for Gross Out. It's Gross Out World.
Oh.
On Wednesday, a Delta flight from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale plunged almost 30,000 feet in 7 minutes. People were grabbing oxygen masks and hugging their families goodbye. Fortunately, the plane landed safely, and somehow that wasn't the worst thing that happened on a plane this week. No, the worst thing happened on an American Airlines flight from Medellin, Colombia to Miami, Florida on Wednesday. A woman on the flight was wearing flip-flops and had a blister on her foot. And somehow it popped. Yeah, maybe it was the air pressure. Maybe she popped it herself.
Oh, I know she did.
But either way, the blister exploded and blood splattered out of her foot blister and landed on two guys in a row in front of her. It also landed on a window. I'm going to throw up. And the book one of the guys was reading. I feel nauseous.
I just heard Maddie scream through soundproof glass.
Paramedics met the flight when it landed in Miami and checked out the woman and the two guys she splattered with blood. Apparently everyone was okay, but that's the story.
Mike,
Oscar's
this
Take,
goes
ladies
back
and
to
gentlemen.
what we try to talk to Rob about all the time. Flip-flops, not real shoes. They're not real shoes. If she had if she maybe had some sneakers on, all that explosion would have been contained within the sneaker itself. You shouldn't be allowed on a plane with exposed feet.
Oscar,
it's gross.
Let me just offer this. Let me offer this. Have I ever bled here at work except for when I got drunk and fell down in the bathroom? My feet are fine. My feet are absolutely fine.
Maybe if you had regular shoes, you wouldn't be falling down all the time.
Maybe if
What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing Birkenstocks like I always wear, the greatest shoe ever made. You may not.
Can we see them?
No,
Can we
because
see
you
them?
dressed
Are you
me
able
down.
to get yourself in that position where we'd be able to see them on this
No,
camera?
Mike, I'm much too fat.
Aren't you ever embarrassed when we have to introduce you to a diplomat and you're wearing Birkenstocks?
No. You know why? Because I'm going to dazzle them with my personality. And they're going to say, what a marvelous young man you are.
There you go. Oh, my God.
This is
All
my
right,
life, people.
Thank you. Well, he's standing by with his flip-flops and his Birkenstocks, and he is going to give us
Use a word
the
other
audio
than
ball.
standing.
Yes. We'll do it. We'll all do it sitting.
Thank
getting
you.
fatter. We'll take a break. Come back with the audio ball right here on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Oh my God, a new episode is out now, and we are finding the secret to long life with a Washington icon who just turned a century, a major boxing announcement you won't hear anywhere else, and breaking medical news from the OMG headquarters. Don't worry, Mike, it's not contagious, I think. Subscribe to the Oh My Goff Show now on YouTube, Facebook, and Apple Podcasts.
Thanks, Ange. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by our bonus packages. I don't want to sound like an old man, but modern music just ain't good anymore. And to make matters worse, I'm sick of the old stuff, too. I truly am. I hate classic rock. It ruined me when I worked at The Edge, where it was just like, oh, let's play Mama, I'm Coming Home Again.
70 records.
Yeah.
70 records, Mark.
So what can I listen to? How about the TMOS bonus show?
Hey!
I'm serious. That's good thinking. It's an unscripted, unrestricted. Ooh, that was a good one. It's an unscripted, unrestricted, no-holds-barred 6th episode of TMOS that you can get every week with just a few simple keystrokes and or mouse clicks. Just click the banner on our website and you get access to all of our bonus content. You'll be helping TMOS. It is and shall always be your passport to the Sport.
Yes.
So please buy the TMOS Bonus Show. Do it or sadly we can't be friends anymore. The TMOS Bonus Show brought to you by Super TV. Now you can enjoy premium Hollywood movies in the comfort of your home. I bought it. Thanks to the special Super TV UHF antenna. You could be watching The China Syndrome, Ordinary People, or Private Benjamin. And porn.
Yes. Late night adult films.
Plus late night adult films. Some fees apply. Rob, I know you have one more line here. I forgot what it was. It got chopped off at the end. Some fees apply.
Yeah,
Super
it.
TV is a product of...
It's great. What it is. It's great.
That's it. And now let's open up the audio vault for today. Friday, September 20th. Already September 20th, 2019. Take it away, Rob Spiewak.
Second consecutive show where we talk about Celine Dion. Now, she means a lot to a lot of people, but I didn't think she'd be very important to Drake. Drake, the Canadian rapper, met Celine Dion at an award show and said that in the near future, he plans to have her face tattooed on his chest. She says, Drake, don't do it.
Please, Drake, I love you very much. Don't do that. You can write me love letters. You can send me autographs for my kids. You can come and visit. I can have you home for lunch or dinner. We can go for a drink. We can sing together. Whatever you want to do, I can talk to your mother. But please, I've always been very thin. And as you go older, my face will go longer and it will go not prettier. So please don't.
Don't do this. She is funny.
She's classy too. She's
like
funny.
her.
I love her. I really what an amazing talent though too. It's just kind of cool the way she handled that.
Very funny.
You know who else I love is Rob Halford. Do you know the name?
I don't.
Lead singer of Judas Priest.
Oh.
And since it is September 20th.
Jimmy knows him.
Yay!
Yeah,
Since it is September 20th, it's about time we hear our first Christmas record of the year.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Judas Priest has put out a Christmas album, Mike. Here's the first single.
If you're into that.
It's called Donner and Blitzen.
I disagree. It is bad.
It is really bad.
It's bad.
Yes.
Jimmy would love it. Jimmy's going to love it.
Oh, you know what? I bet he plays it at his bar. At
Donner
Christmas
and Blitzen.
Go Bills. So, Dennis Rodman is not really in the forefront like he used to be, but every now and then he comes out with something remarkable. I like this story. He said that Madonna offered him an extraordinary amount of money, $20 million, if he could impregnate her. This is in the 1990s.
Oh, God.
He got a call. I'll let him tell the story, but know this. He got a call at a casino, and the pit boss said, Madonna's on the phone, and she's ovulating. I'll let Dennis tell the story, okay?
Oh, I tried. She asked me that if I got her pregnant, she'll pay me $20 million. I was rolling the dice in Vegas, and she's in New York. She calls, and next thing you know, the pit boss said, hey, Dennis, you got a call from Madonna. He just screams it, right? Get the calls. And she said, Dennis, you know what? I'm ovulating. Okay, great. So I'll be there in 5 hours. I put the dice down. I said, hold the table. If you got money, they do that. She sent a plane for me, G5. I went to the airport, flew here, went over that thing over to her house, did my thing, went back on the plane, got back, held the table, started playing dice again.
Yeah, but he wasn't able to get her pregnant, so he never got the money.
That is surreal.
He flew from Vegas to LA to bang Madonna?
She sent a plane to Vegas to take him back to New York because she was ovulating.
That's fascinating.
Isn't that a fascinating story?
Different type of money.
Any corroboration from Madonna Ciccone? Anything?
Nothing yet from her camp, Mike. But
I certainly think there will be. There has to be. It's Madonna. There will be a response. Perhaps we get that on Monday.
I do love the fact that he said, they held the table for me.
Big player. Player, the Rodman. Absolutely.
So, remember when Netflix was just mail in and you got a DVD?
Yes.
And then it became streaming, and then you had to choose Netflix or Hulu, and that was the biggest thing. There are so many streaming services now that this was trending yesterday on YouTube.
Disney Plus, Netflix, CBS All Access, Peacock, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Shudder, Vudu, Quibi, Dazzin, Stars, the Criterion Channel. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. ESPN Plus, NBA League Pass, NFL Sunday Ticket, HBO Max, Showtime now, Sling TV. So much that I have to see. PlayStation View, and who could forget Hulu? We're going back to cable.
I get it.
We're going back to cable. That's your magic audio vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
We got to get out of here. Hey, don't forget, get yourself a fruitcake over the weekend. To Chris Freitz, my partner on Political Persuasions, it was a great run. I hope to see you in the future, and I hope we do some specials for politics as well. For all those people that supported that show, my undying thanks to you guys. We really appreciate that. And just remember, these podcasts are a fragile thing. That's why we rely on you to buy 14 fruitcakes this weekend. For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara saying, so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Thank God it's Friday!
Today's episode of
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
I could pull a better cartoon out of my ass. Hey, whoa! Wasn't that great, kids?
If I thought you were my friend, I just don't think I could bear it.
I want you not to go too far.
I'm just beginning.
You wanna go, bro? You wanna go? Woo! Woo!